We are going to do daily insight for the Parsha on page 167. In the bottom, we just talked today. It was a short aliyah today. We talked about Hashem told Moshe the first day of the 7th month of Tishrei will be a remembrance of the shofar blast. So when you, as we said in Rashi said, remembering the shofar blast means that it reminds us of the binding of Isaac, who instead of him being offered, was a ram was offered as a sacrifice. The ram had horns, and we blow the horn, remembering that great, surrender, bittul, devotion that Abraham and Isaac had to God.
Wow.
The sounding of the shofar on the first day of the year elicits new divine energy that will sustain all creation, spiritual and physical, for that year. However, when Rosh Hashanah coincides with the Shabbos, the shofar is not sounded. We only remember it by mentioning it in our prayers. Right? We mention in the Musaf. So, because there's two parts, we said in Rashi, there's really two things. There's the blowing the shofar. Rashi actually says that the remembrance is not done to the shofar blast. It's done by the verses that we say in the prayers regarding the shofar blast, which is an interesting point.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really both. Rashi seems to highlight the verses. This is because blowing the shofar on Shabbos is not only superfluous, but pointless. God's sovereignty of us is the primary theme of Rosh Hashanah. Sounding the shofar at God's coronation is our declaration of our renewed, selfless, and voluntary submission to His sovereignty. The need for such declaration, however, implies that we are conscious of ourselves as independent beings who must submit to God intentionally. I exist and I submit. Right? Mm-hmm. Such self-awareness characterizes our consciousness on work weekdays. Right? Mm-hmm. Typically, we exist in the body with a sense of self. Mm-hmm. On the Shabbos in consciousness, we are inherently absorbed in our heightened divine consciousness. On Shabbos, we get an extra soul. The world is actually elevated to a greater closeness to God. So because it's a heightened consciousness, we're more like the fish in water. We're not as separate. So what's the point of saying, the fish saying, I submit to the water. You're in the water. What do you like? You're in the water. I need water. You're in the water. You need water. You don't say it. So in Shabbos, like you're already in God. You're more conscious. You realize you're really in God.
Wow.
So therefore, you don't have to make a declaration of surrender, of commitment. This is from Sefer HaSichot, 5749. This is the Rabbi said this in a talk in 1989, 1988. 1989.
Does that diminish Rosh Hashanah in some way? I mean, it's saying that every Shabbos we experience what the shofar is trying to get us to experience on Rosh Hashanah. So we're doing
That's great what you're saying. Then what do you need? What is Rosh Hashanah? So I think it's a good point. Maybe you could say it along the lines of, so essentially if Rosh Hashanah and Shabbos you're asking, it's really about Shabbos. Rosh Hashanah is irrelevant. Right. So I would say that, a person who trains for a marathon the whole year and they run the marathon, right? Mm-hmm. So on one hand, they're doing the same thing they did, right? They had to do these 26.2 mile runs for months. But here, maybe it's more, I don't know, that's a good analogy.
How about this answer?
Well, I think the answer is that the power for that comes all the Shabbos of the year to some degree, maybe.
How about this answer, Rabbi?
I don't know.
How about this answer?
Yeah, go.
It's the opposite, Mike.
Yeah. What?
Shabbos is so up there. It's highest, right? Yeah.